Hi everybody and welcome back to my backyard once again. Today we're gonna check out this super interesting scooter. It's the Ausom L1. It's less than 500 bucks. It can go 50 kilometers per hour and also it is built super premium. And I have the perfect test to try it out because I have to go run some errands into town. It's 10 kilometers out. I live in the middle of nowhere and my car alternator is broken. So this is the only way I have to go there. It's a very fast road, so we're gonna test out the 50 kilometers per hour max speed on this scooter. They claim it can go 70 kilometers of range on a full charge, but that's always going at the slowest speed setting. So today I'm very curious to know how far it will go at the worst case scenario, going full throttle 100% of the time and climbing some very steep hills we have on the way to the town. But before we do that, let's talk about specs. First of all, it's super easy to unbox and assemble. It will take you around half an hour. This is the size and weight. The design and build quality are really exceptional, especially considering the price of this scooter. You can adjust the handle height and also the whole scooter folds up in half. Just undo that and you have a clip here. You need to fiddle a little bit to make it lock, but once it's locked, you can carry it and find the center of gravity. I mean, it's still not super light, but you can definitely carry it one-handed. The base of the scooter is quite wide and it will fit around 1.5 feet. The second one probably has to go on here, and that's the way I ride it. It's rubberized, so it's not a problem, and there is metal on the bottom, so it will hold your weight. Both suspensions have adjustable springs, so you can select if you want a stiffer or a softer ride. And this front suspension is super cool and gives you a ton of clearance. The wheels are quite big and wide. The profile it comes with is nice for both a little bit of off-road, but also urban efficiency. It comes with front and rear disc brakes. They are wire actuated. This is the single motor version. It has a 800 watt motor at the rear and it can push up to 1100 watts instantaneously. Super cool, the motor also has regenerative braking, so when you slightly push the brake lever, you can feel the motor working and not the brakes, and it recharges slightly the battery. The battery is 48 volts, 15.6 amps, and it charges through this little door you have to raise. This is the charging adapter and it slots spring-loaded into it and doesn't come off unless you twist it right here. The handlebar is quite wide and comfy, also thanks to this palm rest. Let's turn on the scooter and you can see the display turns on, but you have these 4 lines at the top. You can either input a pin you set up in the settings, or you can use the NFC tags provided with the scooter. You just tap them on top and boom, it turns on. It has a super cool motorbike style interface. I don't know why the kilometers per hour go up to 150, you're never gonna reach. I hope this speed with this scooter. On your left hand you have the rear brake blinkers. They are only on the rear and they are not very bright. Also, they don't make any noise and they don't stop on their own. You have to press the button again to make them stop. This dial button does nothing, and this, it's a very loud horn. On the right hand you have the rear brake, the interface controls, and this trigger right here is the throttle. Now I don't like using my index finger because it gets stuck inside between the brake and the throttle and it's not very pleasing or safety feeling. The comfiest position I have found is activate it with my thumb and use the brake with the rest of the finger. Using it this way doesn't feel too bad and you get accustomed to it very quickly. But I prefer having the thumb throttle on the bottom so you can hang in there strong, use the thumb and press the brake at your convenience. It's much better than being crammed like this. And to show you the screen I had to come in the shade because it's not super bright, even at max brightness, but I have to show you the menu. So if you quickly press the power button, you cycle between the total mileage, trip mileage, and I believe this is remaining range. The scooter is now in park mode. If you press the plus button, it goes into eco mode, which does up to 20 km per hour. Then if you press again, it goes into sport, 35 km per hour, and race goes up to 50. and you can press minus to cycle back. If you long press the minus button, it activates the walk assist mode. And if you long press the plus button, it activates the lights. The front light may sit a little bit low on the scooter, but it's the brightest I ever seen. The turn signals and especially the rear light are not super bright. I wish they were a little bit brighter for extra safety. If you long press on the plus and minus button, you enter the secret menu. P01 does nothing, press power button. P02 is miles or kilometers per hour. P03 is the battery voltage, don't touch it. P04 is the sleep timer, now it's 5 minutes. P05 does nothing. P06 is the diameter of the wheels. P07 is the magnets inside the motor, so don't touch this. P08 is the max speed, put it at 100, so you're not limited. P09 is the zero start. 0 means you have it activated, 1 means you have not activated. I like having the zero start, so you don't have to kick it off. 10 does nothing. P11 is the regen braking, I have it at max, so it regens the most. P12 is the acceleration strength, I have it at 5, which is the maximum, so when I press the throttle, it just lifts off. P13 does nothing, 14 does nothing, 15 does nothing, P17 is the cruise control, P18 is to bind and unbind NFC cards, P19 is the brightness of the display, I have it at max, P20 I don't know what it does, and P23 is to change the pin. We have to chase some chicken and it goes quite fast, so we are already at 41 kilometers per hour. 44. Okay, whoa. We have some holes in the ground and it's absorbing them quite nicely. While I am going basically max speed 45 kilometers per hour. Oh, it's quite bumpy. I need to be careful, I don't wanna die. Whoa, 54! We are full descending here. Downhill. Wow, it's going faster than I anticipated. Now we are going uphill, max power, and it's doing, you see, 29, 28, so yes, uphill it's another story, it's much more manageable, I feel safe now, but you see, as soon as you go uphill, it loses much of that ridiculous speed it had before. And the battery is straining a little bit, we are on 2 bars, now we have a super high hill to climb right here. I didn't record the kilometers at the start, but I believe we did 3 or 4 kilometers already, and it was freshly charged. And you see, it's not happy. It's going 25, which is totally acceptable, but I wish it had a little bit extra power. We are on almost flat terrain and it's picking up speed back up, but in town I am as fast as traffic, so it's no problem. For the town this is a great scooter. Maybe I live a little bit out of nowhere to really enjoy it. You see, we are faster than regular traffic. So there is a train passing down there, so I have to go up another hill. I didn't expect this. This is even steeper than before. So let's see what it does. Struggling a little bit. I'm not a light guy, I'm like 85 kilos. So you have a real world demonstration on how this thing fares. But, I mean, it didn't stop, you're still going 20 kilometers per hour, which is totally acceptable. On flat ground it works flawlessly, picks up speed quite fast. It takes a while to reach the 50 kilometers per hour advertised, but up to 30 kilometers per hour, super fast. Of course, we climbed a couple of hills, so it's not very fresh battery. Okay, I see the battery flashing. It's starting to get low. We have done about 10 kilometers at this point. And even going downhill, the brakes are totally adequate. Actually, they're super strong and they will lock the wheel if you press too hard. But if you use both of them, you stop quite fast. You see? I feel quite safe. Just keep a little bit of space between you and the cars. It's able to climb uphill, but it struggles a little bit after you have done a few kilometers. Since I'm in town, I'm going to say hi to my grandma. Okay, I visited my grandma, and since it's autumn now, it's 5 o'clock and it's already dark. So I really hope I can make it back home without having to walk. But I see the battery struggling already, so I don't have high hopes for it. I have done around 13 kilometers so far, all at max speed, climbing hills, so it's really been a stress test for this scooter. It seems like it has regenerative braking, because if I just barely touch the brake, I feel like the motor stopped working and I see the battery climbing. Super cool. And now we have the big climb. I don't know if it's gonna make it, because it's just 3 kilometers of climbing. Let's see. Yeah, it's starting to slow down. We are going 19 kilometers per hour and probably dropping. 34 kilometers per hour! Wow, I didn't expect it to go this fast after the climb. Okay, the battery seems to be quite empty at the moment, so I hope I can make it back, because I am in another town. 44 on a dead battery, how is this possible? 45! We are not going downhill, it's flat ground. I feel like the battery has been resting a little bit because it's all flat ground. I just destroyed it on the uphill. I'm gonna go until it stops. I need to take a little rest because this thing just doesn't wanna die today. I have done more than 27 kilometers and it's still going strong. I have to report, I love this light. It's the brightest I ever seen on a scooter or even an e-bike. And even though it's night, it's a full moon up there, I see pretty well where I'm going. Now this action camera is not picking up how much light it makes, but it's incredible. Yeah, it doesn't have acceleration anymore. I am just back home, luckily, and you can see it's out of power. It's about to die. I'm just gonna go around the house a little bit until it dies totally, so I can hear the noise it makes when it dies. It's basically dead. It is on cruise control, and this is the max speed it can go right now. Like if I hop on it, it stops, completely dead. Perfect. Boom. We have an error and it's completely dead. I have squeezed every last bit of power. And it's time for my final opinion on this Ausom L1 electric scooter. I am very impressed because for less than 500 bucks you get a very premium scooter. Great build quality, great top speed, great power, it can climb hills, and really I cannot find any faults with it at the price. In my stress test it did just shy of 30 kilometers, keeping it at 100% power all the time, climbing hills and going 50 kilometers per hour. So it's a pretty good range. You can go 15 kilometers out and come back, and don't worry about battery too much. If you live somewhere flat, it will probably do 35-40 kilometers at full power. And I totally believe that if you keep the power low, it can do up to 70 kilometers of range, which is quite remarkable. And you will probably become tired before the scooter does. I feel like this scooter will be perfect if you live somewhere flat, a little bit of mixed urban off-road and a little bit of hills. You can do them no problem. In my situation, I am 85 kilos, I have a lot of hills, and sometimes you can feel it going quite slow uphill, and the power and torque is not satisfying while going uphill. You're gonna go 20, maybe even less than that, and it's not very powerful uphill if you have my weight. If you are lighter than me, probably you will get much more from the scooter. If you are at my weight or heavier and you wanna go fast even uphill, I strongly suggest spending a little bit more and getting the dual motor configuration. You will have double the acceleration, double the torque, and it will fly uphill. And that's all for today. As always, remember to like, subscribe, and comment on this video. Let me know what do you think about the value proposition of this scooter, and if you wanna buy something, check out the links in the description below because you also get a discount code. Thank you so much, stay safe and happy riding. Bye!